Pleasant morning, dear children. Welcome back to today's session. We are in the lesson Lithosphere II, the exogenetic processes. To be continued with gradation. What's the meaning of gradation? The leveling the land surface. We have two types in gradation. One is gradation, which gets deposited everything that comes across, and degradation is it erodes everything out. We'll see into the definition of gradation. Gradation is leveling the land surface by various natural agents. Move on to the degradation, is eroding of land surface. So whatever it gets eroded, again it's rebuilt by the aggradation, the building up process of natural agents. The agents of gradations: river, underground water, wind, glacier and waves. Today in our session we are going to see about river and underground water. The two gradation, that is aggradation of river and degradation of river. The same way underground water we are going to see aggradation and degradation. River, it's a most extensive agent than the other agent. It originates from high, that is from the mountain tops, the hills, etc., and drains into the ocean. So it starts the catchment area and drains into the ocean through the mouth. So remember the mouth and catchment area. The sources of river are rain, glaciers, spring and lakes. Courses of river. We have three courses of river: the upper course, the middle course, the lower course. We'll see about the upper course. The erosion is dominant action of river in this upper course. Landforms. We can see some of the landforms over here: gorges, canyons, rapids, potholes, V-shaped valley, spurs and waterfalls. So all these are some of the landforms in the upper course. The middle course. It divides into tributaries, that is gets divided, that is with branches, and the deposition occurs due to decrease in velocity. When the force of the river moves towards, it decreases. The deposition occurs. It deposits whatever it comes across the way of the river. So the landforms are floodplains, meanders, oxbow lake. The third course is lower course. It's seen in the edge, that is at the bottom of the hills or the mountains. It is called as a moving streams, which brings debris. Debris means the waste that come across the river. And large deposit of sediments. Sediments in the sense what all it comes across on the way. Even the tiny particles of stones. And it just rolls and rolls and gets into the sediments. The landforms are deltas and estuary. Okay, we'll see about the erosional landforms of river. So this is what we are going to see about the one of the type of gradation. See the picture of canyon and we'll see the definition of canyon. The erosional landform of the river, that is with the degradation. Gorges and canyons. Okay, gorges are the vertical sides with depths. You know the mountain by the sides. when the river running continuously moves on, makes or creates the depth. This is what we call it as gorges. And the canyons, the deep gorges with steep the sides and runs for about 100 kilometers long. So the erosional landforms of river, the first thing we have seen is gorges and the canyon. The next is waterfalls. You might have seen waterfalls and enjoyed in this. We'll see about the definitions. Waterfalls from steep slope. It falls from steep slopes. It erodes the rock to create plunge pool. So we'll have a short area which looks like a pool. And a shallow fast flowing water in the stream creates rapids. We'll move on to the rapids now. Okay. What do you mean by rapids? The ups and downs of the river waters. It flushes and gushes out from the pool. That is, the shallow, fast-flowing water in a stream is rapids. We'll see about V-shaped valley. This was the next degradation of river. That is, the erosional deposition of river. Okay, it is vertical erosion of river where the valley is deepened and widened. Also, you can see the picture over here. Pothole. You can see the picture. See? When the river that rushes out, it creates a hole in the rock or on the mountain. So, this hole is called as a pothole, which have or contain water in it. Due to the force of river, it creates a cylindrical holes which are being drilled vertically. We'll move on to the next type. That is meander. The slow flowing river due to debris forms sweeping loops and bends. Look into the picture. This is how the meander gets flowed, because it moves towards the low-lying area. Wherever it gets turned, it makes a turn and moves on. This is what we call as meander. The next one is oxbow lake. The meanders makes a complete circle, not just with the bends. It moves on and continuously and then connects the other end. So with this, it connects with the complete circle with narrow neck, which in turn gets abandoned to form lakes. This is what is oxbow lake. Please remember, children, be clear in your learning. Shall we move on to the next one? The depositional landforms of river. We have two types of deposition. One is alluvial fan and the other one is floodplain. Alluvial fan is a fan-shaped deposit at foothills. Floodplain with the fine sediments deposited at riverbanks, which is rich in fertility. Estuary. Rivers meets the sea. The deposition are not possible because when the rivers were about to meet the sea, it gets eroded by the waves. That's why all the deposition gets entered into the sea. Deltas. Deltas are formed by the triangular shape on either sides of water in a low-lying area. It is enriched by minerals because all the sides it contains pure water with slits, and also the mineral gets deposited in that place. You can see the picture for deltas. See that flowing water, it covers the area, and the other sides it has a fertile land. Picture of estuary. The river water gets connected to the ocean or sea, the mouth. Okay, children? Try to understand every word properly with the pictures and have it in your mind. Remember forever. Karst topography. This is with the underground water, which creates distinct landforms in limestone region. Here also we have a gradation and degradation, that is erosional and the depositional. So erosional landforms are TERRA ROSSA, LAPPIES, sinkhole and caves and caverns, and depositional landforms stalactite and stalagmite and columnar pillars. We'll see about the erosional landforms of underground water. TERRA ROSSA. In Italy, it is called as red soil. Italian term, we call it as red soil. It's a deposition of red soil on the surface of the earth due to the content of iron oxide. You can see the picture with the red color soil. The next is LAPPIES. The joints of limestone rocks are corrugated by the groundwater. That is, just get furrowed or makes a hole, burrow, it's like that. Also, long furrows are formed. The next is sinkhole. It is funnel-shaped depression with average depth of 3 to 9 meters. You can see the sinkhole in the underground water. So its depth varies from 3 to 9 meters. That much depth has been created by this sinkhole. Caves and caverns. It's together called as Speleothems. It's formed by dissolution of limestone with carbon dioxide in air, which in turn it mixes with water and get as carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid creates being formed as a caves and caverns. These caverns are with irregular flows. This is a type of erosional landforms of underground water. We'll move on to the depositional landforms of underground water. Stalactite. Water content dissolved with calcite from ceiling. Okay. So when it dissolves and when the water evaporates, the calcite gets deposited on the ceiling. So it looks like hanging downwards. Okay. Shall we see the picture? See the picture over there. The calcite is hanging from top to bottom when the water gets evaporated. And the other one, the next one is stalagmite. It is when the calcite deposit that arises from downwards towards the upward. So it rises upward direction, which looks like pillar. We'll look into that picture. Here is the picture. So from bottom to top, same way from top to bottom, the calcite gets deposited like this. So we have two types. From top to bottom is stalactite and the bottom to towards the top is stalagmite. So now what happens? These both deposition from top to bottom and bottom towards the top finally gets connected. Okay? Connected and create columns or pillars. So from top to bottom it just connected. It gets deposited and creates as like columns or pillars. Thus we end today's session and we'll meet in the third session with other agents of gradation. We'll look into the homework. Children, be clear in your homework. Mark in your book. Today I have given you 5 answers. Oxbow Lake is in page 171. Mark fully. Crust topography 172 by the left side box. You can mark any 3 or 4 what it has been asked in the question. Hanging Valley, this is in page 174. No problem, never worry about the teaching. I'll teach you by the next session Hanging Valley. But learn today, it's very easy and simple. Delta and estuary in page 171. This is distinguish. And the 5th one is also distinguish. Stalactite and stalagmite in page 173. Children, we'll have one more detailed answer will be added with this. That is your second detail. It has been asked erosional landforms formed by underground water. It's in page 172 and 173. Start from 172 and end in 173. If you have your book, just mark what I say. Okay, children. Page 172. Erosional landforms of underground water by the left side. Start with the first point. The most of erosion takes place due to the process of solution. Okay. And move on to the different types of agents. TERRA ROSSA, LAPPIES, sinkhole, caves and caverns. If it is too big, you can have it from the slides. Just the points is more than enough. So learn and write. Make it thorough. Use your time in a useful way. Well, I end today's session. Thank you.